Day yesterday, the Outlaws are back in action tonight up here at Shuttleworth Park, hoping to finally get back in the win column coming off this 3-game slide. Welcome back to Oneonta Outlaws pregame right here on YouTube. My name is Colby Smith. This Outlaw team, as I said, on a 3-game slide coming in here to Amsterdam tonight, a team that they're playing for the 3rd time already and the 3rd time here in the course of the last 8 days. Last Friday night, it was the Outlaws who took Game 1 of the season series by a 10-4 score up here at Amsterdam. They scored 7 runs in the top half of inning number 1, rode it to victory despite being scoreless off the board for 7 innings in between. It's from innings 2 to 8, they did not score, but ultimately were still able to grab that victory away from the Mohawks. Outlaws started the season 6-2, but with this slide now 6-5, and this Amsterdam Mohawks team going to come into tonight 9-2 off a 6-1 win against the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs last night. But talking about Game 1 of the season set against the Amsterdam Mohawks, we can't but talk about when these two teams met up on Thursday before the Outlaws off day yesterday. Player of the game for the Outlaws, none other than Connor Wading, 2 for 4 at the plate with a home run, a double, and a pair of RBIs. So congratulations to Wading on the honor of broadcast player of the game on Thursday. We had quite a few positives to take away from the game on Thursday night, despite the Outlaws not getting the victory, and one of them, you got to take a look at this. Worked at least 1 walk in all 4 of the games he's played, even worked 2 against Saugerties on Sunday. As Marquez with a payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the lower outside corner. Marquez with a strikeout for the first time in 15 months. How about that?
Next up for Amsterdam.
So Logan Marquez made his return to the bump 15 months post-Tommy John surgery. It was the first time he had seen live batters, and he struck out the first Mohawk he faced in Michael O'Brien, which was amazing to see. So Logan Marquez getting the nod for play of the game number 1, and with everything, we couldn't not pick a second, so here it is. Really, you expected it that he was going to go curveball and sliders, trying to get ahead on these Outlaw hitters and then use that fastball to try to put them down. It's the 0-1, waiting, skyrockets a ball to left field, charging back goes Williams, and it leaves the wall. Gets over the fence and left. Connor Wading, a 2-run shot, and the Outlaws lead 2-0. So, yeah, Connor Wading, player of the game. Andy also gets one of the plays of the game nod the other night as Wading went yard over the left field fence to get the Outlaws on the board early. And even though Oneonta would take a 3-0 lead that half inning, Amsterdam would go on to score 11 of the next 12 to take the win the other night. Outlaws certainly need things to go a lot different here on the road tonight, as they have Dan Matafee taking the bump, guy that we know is hoping to get some innings in tonight and do the due diligence, get this Outlaw team off to a hot start and hope to get a victory here in Amsterdam. But as they start to do the Amsterdam Mohawk introductions here on the road, we're going to turn things over to our off-day interview yesterday with Outlaws outfielder Jaden Ross, who is not in the lineup tonight, but it was super fun to hang out with him at the Oneonta Country Club yesterday, so check this out. Well, now you've had the opportunity to see what day in the life is like for Outlaws outfielder Jaden Ross here. Jaden, I got to ask, kind of talked a little bit about it on the course, but other than some of the things people have seen on camera, what else do you do?
You know, back in Florida, there's so many things we could do. You know, surfing to the beach, to fishing, to just hanging around good people. I think hanging around good people is what, you know, makes you rich in life. I don't think money or anything like that buys you happiness. I think it's the people you surround yourself with is what pretty much makes you good.
Well, and talking about good people, how's it been like, you know, getting used to these new Outlaw teammates, hanging out with these guys?
You know, I'll tell you, they're great dudes. They're all really funny. They're all really competitive. They're all serious about their craft, and that's hard to come by. You know, a lot of people think about like collegiate summer ball leagues, like, oh, I'm just gonna go out there and play my usual 5 innings, go home. And everybody here wants to win, and everybody here is super fun, super cool, kind of already bonding as a team, I would say. And I think that if anything, that's the most important thing. It's like going on. We're only in week 2, so by week 6, 7, when it starts getting serious, I think it'll really benefit us.
Well, and at the time of filming this today, you guys certainly have had a tough week, you know, 3-game losing streak, and you got 3 games coming up in a row on the road. How do you feel like these road trips have really helped you guys in the beginning here?
I think it's taught us, you know, how to lose. As funny as that sounds, how to take it off the chin. I think teams that come out and win, and when they finally get that loss, it's like, oh my God. I think we've had a rough staff. I mean, with Socrates is a great team. Obviously Amsterdam's powerhouse. I think for anything, I think it's just going to make us stronger. I think we have Socrates and Amsterdam coming. We have Amsterdam tomorrow and Socrates up next week anyway, so we'll get our get back. I think it was just a couple things. I think yesterday it was 2 innings that really fell out of our hands. If we eliminate those 2 innings, I think those baseball games are completely different. And that's honestly what it boils down to. I think if we can pitch well, we can play defense well, we can grab a couple runs across the board, I think it'll be pretty well. We'll do pretty well. And I don't know, I just have a lot of belief in this team. I think everybody's just had this idea of the Oneonta Outlaws being just another one of the mid-pack teams. I think this year could be different. Like you said the other day, everybody said you're jinxed us with best start in Outlaw history. I think this team has the power, especially with guys not staying around the whole summer with other teams. I think everybody's here staying, so I think we have a lot of power to us.
Well, and Jaden, one last question here. What kind of things do you think have to start going you guys' way to, shake off those losses and get back in the win column?
Yeah, I'll tell you this, for me at least, for balls to start dropping in holes, man. I think we're all hitting the ball really hard. I think everybody's making really loud contact, making really good swings. And I think once those things start falling for us, I think it's going to be landslides, because what's separating us right now is just the little bit of run support and stuff like that. But it's funny because all the guys that are really good and big schools and stuff like that, we're like, oh, let's back down. I don't think any of us back down. I think we all go full steam ahead and go after them. And I think that's something that shows the toughness of this team. And I think we're going to be fine in the end. Just a little bit of luck. Baseball is a hard sport, especially for me right now. Everything's caught, or either the infielders or the all-stars, or I'm hitting right 2 people. So it'll fall. It'll change.
The man, the myth, the legend, Jaden Ross himself.
Thank you.
So that was Jaden Ross, and as we head to the national anthem here in Amsterdam, we're now going to turn things over to assistant coach Josiah Aska. Back here post-off day on our pregame show with the Oneonta Country Club pro himself, Outlaws assistant coach Josiah Aska. Coach, off day yesterday. How'd you choose to spend the day?
Well, we went out and golfed, and then after we finished golfing, we got some food and we got some Dairy Queen.
What's the go-to Dairy Queen order?
The medium Royal New York Cheesecake Blizzard with peanut butter and strawberry in the middle.
So take note, next time out, Dairy Queen, make sure you give it a try. Coach, now going back to the baseball stuff. Before yesterday, you guys had that tough loss to the Amsterdam Mohawks here on Thursday night. Wanted to just kind of talk about some of the positives you saw in that one.
Some guys rehabbing, getting their first appearances for the year, coming out and just getting re-familiar with throwing on the mound and live ABs. Those were some positives, and then a couple hard hit balls, good ABs in the middle of the game.
Talking about guys rehabbing, getting their first appearance, Logan Marquez started the game for you guys, went 2 innings, sits up, sits down. How awesome was that to see?
It was really nice. We weren't too sure what we were going to get from him, and he surprised us and put a smile on our face.
Well, and considering the fact you guys, after Marquez, had to go straight to the bullpen, how'd you guys go about stacking up your pitching for that one to get through it?
We knew that we had an off day coming, so we could use a couple guys in different positions and work with pitch comps, since we'd have an extra day in our advantage. So we just tried to get a couple different guys out there and limit them, try to keep them under like anywhere between 30 and 50 pitches, so then we had them ready for this next little stretch coming.
Well, and the way you guys went about stacking that lineup the other night, Connor Wading certainly impressed. 2 for 4 at the plate the other night, had that home run. How great was it to see him just pull that ball over the left field fence, get you guys on the board?
It was nice, especially during BP earlier that day. We talked a lot about approach and slight mechanic adjustments, and him going back to his older swing and his older stance and things of that nature. So it was really nice to finally see those, they finally start to connect and work.
Well, in terms of mechanical adjustment, other guys, what kind of things have you been talking about with specific guys around here?
A lot comes down to approach and being more aggressive early in the count. Instead of looking for certain pitches in certain places, just starting to look for missed spots early and balls that we can just hit hard. We saw that early in the Amsterdam game where their starter would come out and kind of work backwards to us, but he'd have to get me over a curveball, and we took it a lot, so we let him get the advantage over us.
Well, and I got to ask specifically talking about Amsterdam pitching, Jesse Kuzmic, you guys saw him 3 innings your first time you saw the Mohawks, and then he came in out of the bullpen 3 innings again. You guys have yet to get a hit off him. What do you think has been his success against, Outlaws hitters so far?
Just competing in the zone, throwing not necessarily strikes, but competitive balls.
Well, and seeing a team for 2 straight games, not something you guys get to do too much. What did you guys see from the Mohawks the other day that you're going to look to try to capitalize on playing them again?
Just taking advantage of situations where we have the upper hand and continuing to keep that upper hand, not letting our momentum slow or letting it flip to their side.
Well, now that you guys have already made the trip up to Amsterdam once there, what kind of adjustments do you feel, or maybe there aren't any, but that this team has to make playing in a ballpark like that where they got that turf infield and then the shorter fence in the outfield?
Just keep hitting the ball hard, not trying to do too much or necessarily lift it because they have a short porch, but just hit the ball hard.
Well, and Coach, talking about that atmosphere in Amsterdam as well, what's it like having those fans right on top of you up there and just feeling like it's always so loud all the time?
It's fun, I like to make jokes and say the number 1 rule of baseball is to put on a show for the fans and make sure the fans have a good time. So having them there close and just coming out trying to put on a good show and take some fun away from the home crowd.
Coach, thank you so much for your time. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for our pregame show here on Outlaws YouTube tonight. I really do sincerely apologize about our quick transition there between the Jaden Ross interview and jumping to Josiah Aska, but didn't expect them to go right into the anthem post Amsterdam Mohawk introductions tonight. So sincerely our apologies, but let's jump right into things now and waste no time. Starting lineup tonight for your Oneonta Outlaws, leading off at shortstop, going to be Tanner Harden. Ryan King hits second, playing second base. Brendan Connolly, pitcher to the left, does the designated hitting duties. He's going to hit third. Jacoby Dale back in the lineup tonight. He'll be in center field. Jack Hopko playing right field. He was our player of the game on Wednesday down in Saugerties. Darren Dangler gets the extra hitter nod. Brody Raleigh hits seventh in left field. Chase Armstrong, who was also good 8 nights ago here in Amsterdam, going to be at first base. Jeremy Taggart draws back in behind the plate for Keaton Mark, and Jack Bateman going to be at third base. And the starting pitcher tonight going to be Dan Matafee for your Oneonta Outlaws as they take on the Amsterdam Mohawks for the 3rd time this year. This Oneonta Outlaws team hoping that they can get back in the win column tonight, and it's not going to be an easy task. This Amsterdam Mohawks team has won 5 consecutive games, and the Outlaws, as we've talked about a couple of times, on a 3-game losing skid entering tonight, and they see a starter in Matthew Heiberger, who comes to Amsterdam from a Power 5 powerhouse in Alabama. Matthew Heiberger, 6'3", 205. He'll be the second lefty starter that this Outlaw team has faced. Harden's in the box. First pitch in there, tight to the knees for ball 1. Harden playing shortstop tonight for this Oneonta Outlaws squad as the Shadows drifting into home at first pitch time. Slow bouncer right up the middle. Rispoli charges, fired to first in time, and there's 1 out in this top half of inning number 1. Harden quickly retired on a slow bouncer to Rispoli. And there's 1 out on the board for Oneonta here in the top of the first. Ryan King playing second base, going to come up next for the Outlaws. This is his 5th game. Has not played since Tuesday night at Mohawk Valley. He's 0 for 6 to begin his Outlaw tenure as Heiberger's first pitch sails up and high, ball 1. Looking left to right in the outfield for Amsterdam, it's Harden, Hager, Eldred. As the pitch in there, once again high and upstairs, ball 2. From first to third on the infield, it's Dion, Rispoli, Daniel, and DeJourno. Natilli does the catching duties, and of course Heiberger on the hill as he misses a 3rd time, and that's ball 3. Heiberger, the scouting report said he was going to work quickly, and certainly living up to that is the 3-0 delivery. called strike on that upper outside corner. The Outlaws in their visiting white tops tonight with Outlaws written across the front in orange. Orange numbers as King couldn't get a piece. And the count now bat full. 3 balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the first. Brendan Connolly waiting on deck for the Outlaws as he'll be up next here in this top half of inning 1. The payoff pitch from Heiberger, swing and a miss. He fights back from falling behind 3-0 in the count to strike out Kane swinging, and there's 2 Outlaws up, 2 Outlaws down here at Shuttleworth. Brendan Connolly going to come up next for the Outlaws. He's been one of the hottest hitters in this lineup to begin the season. 360 average, 9 for 25, as Connolly lays off the first one. Nice breaking pitch for a called strike 1. He went 0 for 4 with a strikeout in Wednesday night's road loss to Saugerties and was held out Thursday night as that one in there. He evened it up at 1-1. Connolly's been dealing with a nagging shoulder injury, just going to be taking bat duties for the time being as he can't connect, whiffing at a fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes it goes. Connolly down to his last strike. Heiberger trying to mow the Outlaws down 1-2-3 here in this first. Gonna shake off Natilli, swing and a miss. Is Connolly gonna be retired? Back-to-back Ks to end this top of the first here at Amsterdam. Bottom half of inning 1 coming up next. It'll be the Mohawks' first plate appearance of the day against Dan Matafee. Welcome back to Shuttleworth Park here on Outlaws YouTube. We're just about ready to begin the bottom half of inning number 1. It'll be the Mohawks to come to bat for the first time. They roll into this evening on a 5-game winning streak, coming off a 6-1 road win at Mohawk Valley last night. So while the Outlaws got a chance to regroup, play some golf, as you heard about from Jaden Ross and Josiah Aska, this Amsterdam Mohawks team was up and ready for war in Little Falls last night and got the job done against the Diamond Dogs team, who's been really impressive here in this Eastern Division, all things considered, despite a slow start. Havar Williams going to step into the box to begin this game on the Mohawk side of things as Matafee fires a first pitch fastball in there for ball 1. Matafee making his 3rd start of the season for the Outlaws and his first in a week. As he works from the first base side, delivers. Havar Williams with a bullet out towards right. Hopko charging back as this one's going to fall and roll to the wall. Williams a big turnaround first. He gets to second. He's going to go to third. Throw in there, not going to be in time, and he's got a triple to lead off this ball game against Matafee. Did not expect Williams to take that big turn around second, but he went guns a-blazing towards third as his base coaches, he was watching him, and they were pointing him to go to third, so indeed he went, and the Mohawks immediately a runner in scoring position here against Matafee as Evan Hager, first pitch swing, going to tip one back to the screen, 0-1 it'll go. Hager playing center field tonight for the Mohawks, as in just a moment, we'll run down their full lineup 1-10 here against this 6-5 Outlaw roster. Matafee shaking off Tagger, 0-1. Sprayed up in foul ground, third base side. Bateman charging over, but he'll run out of room as it'll leave the ballpark. And quickly Hager falls behind in the count 0-2. Hager, a lefty, 6'2", 200 pounds, playing in his third straight game for the Mohawks after showing up on the scene here. He's from New Hudson, Michigan, wearing number 29 for Keith Griffin's squad as Matafee, delivers the 0-2 up and away, ball one it goes. Got some tongue twisters on my mind, so apologies for that. As the flag is waving out in center field, short porch here as we talked about with Josiah Aska in pregame as the 1-2. Shot up and out of the ballpark, third base line again. 1 ball and 2 strikes, it stays. Jackson Natili, the catcher, hits third. Jimmy Dion playing first in the 4 spot. Pete Daniel at shortstop. Zach Eldred hits 6th in right field. Drake DiGiorno, the third baseman, hits 7th. Rob Rispoli playing second base, going to hit 8th. Steven Spaletta, the extra hitter, 9th as the 1-2. Foul ground, third base side, and again will just barely leave the ballpark. So Hager working a long, deep at bat against Matafee. And down in the 10 spot behind Spaletta is Sebastian Harden, who's in left field tonight for this team. So both opting to bat 10 against each other for the third consecutive meeting as the 1-2. Little dribbler going to go towards short. Bateman picks up, fires to first, high. They call safe, and the Mohawks get on the board first as Williams comes in to score. So the Mohawks going to jump out to a 1-0 lead here in this bottom half of the first as Hager gets himself an RBI single. Last time we were in Amsterdam, seemed like they would have scored anything like that as an error, but luckily for the Outlaws' defensive sake, it goes as a hit. But Matafee now going to hope to get a ground ball on the infield and turn a double play up the middle. Armstrong, King, Harden, Bateman, first to third on the infield for the Outlaws. Raleigh, Dale, Hopko, left to right in the outfield for Oneonta. Taggart's behind the plate for Matafee, 1-0. Bouncer picked up by Harden, fired to second. They'll only get the one there. So it'll be a 6-4 force of Hager down there at second for out number 1, and Natili going to be at first on the fielder's choice. Jimmy Dion going to come up next for Amsterdam. He's a lefty, 6'4", 220. This Mohawks team, 3 of their top 4 are lefties, if you hadn't noticed, as this one going to sail low and outside for ball 1 to Dion. Dion 5 for 11 in 5 games played. He had 2 hits in the Thursday night game down at Damaschke between these two. It's the 1-0. Just going to shift between first and second into shallow right. Hopko came charging in. It'll be first and second with 1 out for the Mohawks as Dion picking up a single. 3 hits already here in this first inning for the Mohawks, and now Matafee really going to have to get Pete Daniel out. 6'3", 180 is Pete Daniel, and this Outlaw pitching staff has had some success against him so far, as he's a combined just 2 for 9, playing in both games, taking a first pitch strike in this at bat. Daniel 1 for 3 with a strikeout last night up at Mohawk Valley. Third base, the only bag open as Daniel shoots one up foul down the first base line out of the ballpark. So the count going to be 0-2 on the Mohawk shortstop. Tilly's at second, Dion's at first. Matavy from the first base side delivers. Shot up once again out of the ballpark first baseline. Matavy was telling me when we were conversing this morning that he threw a short bullpen during the game on Thursday night against the Mohawks. Also really studied up on their hitters and their approach and was going to try to use that to his advantage tonight in a start here on the road against these same Mohawks. Quick check look to second, the 0-2. Up off the glove, going to roll away from Taggart to the bat stop. Both base runners are going to advance, and the count's going to be 1-2 with still just one out. So 2 in scoring position now for the Mohawks. As that'll be a pass ball on Jeremy Taggart. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, bottom of the first, and the Mohawks an early 1-0 lead against your Outlaws. Matafee delivers low and outside ball 2. Matafee trying to paint those corners. He said he was going to work to throw his slider more in the zone for a strike and keep his changeup low. And he's certainly been hitting low with his changeup here early, just not getting that call on the lower outside as he gets Daniel swinging for out number 2. Daniel reached at 1, low and away, and there's 2 down now for Zach Eldred. Eldred's had himself a good start to the season here in Amsterdam. He's a two-way guy who can play both the outfield and pitch. Thought maybe we'd see him on the hill tonight. As he comes off 6 innings against Albany the other night, Kane shifting to his left, bare hands. This one, Armstrong holds it down for out number 3. And so, Dan Matafee going to work out of trouble. 1 run crosses the plate here in this bottom of the first. We go to the top of the second here in Amsterdam. It's a 1-0 Mohawk lead. Top of the second inning back here at Shuttleworth Park. Oneonta going to have 4 or 5 sits to come to the plate to see Matthew Heiberger, who sent down Tanner Harden, Ryan Kane, Brendan Connolly in the first inning. Outlaws going to have Jacoby Dale, Jack Kopko, and Darren Dangler up at the plate this half inning against the big lefty from Alabama. He missed a month of action this spring season with an elbow injury, but still managed 16 appearances in his freshman season with the Tide. Had a 2-0 record, 1 save, and a 5.24 ERA, and he's regarded as a guy who this Crimson Tide team sees as a good depth guy moving forward, could pick up some big innings for them in his future years there. And so he's hoping to go back to the Crimson Tide in the fall, a much better guy than when he showed up here in Amsterdam. This is his first appearance, and I'm sure he's going to see quite a few innings this summer. As Jacoby Dale going to come to the plate, and here we go on inning number 2. Heiberger gets Dale swinging at a first pitch off speed. Dale playing center field tonight for the Outlaws. Shorter field demand than he has at Damaschke as Dale sprays one up foul on the first baseline, 0-2. Dale 9 for 26 with a 346 average entering this game against the Mohawks. No homers, 4 ribbies with a pair of walks and 4 Ks as Heiberger kicks with the 0-2, sails it to the bat stop as that one left his hand awkwardly, 1-2. Dale was 0 for 3 with a strikeout on Wednesday night at Saugerties. And he's a combined 3 for 10 in 3 road games. All 3 of those came in the first road trip for the Outlaws to Glens Falls way back on Monday, June 3rd, though. Count goes 2-2 on Dale. Dale, a righty, sits 200. Took a big swing, couldn't connect there as he's going to be retired for the first out in the second inning. So 3 consecutive strikeouts for Heiberger, and down will go to Jack Hopko. Hopko sits 205 from Endwell. Just finished his sophomore year at the U of Rhode Island before coming back to Oneonta for a second season. Heiberger fires one low, but a called strike as Hopko didn't offer. Josiah Aska and Keaton Mark have been telling these guys, you got to fight in counts, can't take 2 pitches, but Hopko taking a second as he quickly trails 0-2. He was our player of the game Wednesday night down at Saugerties, 2 for 3 showing, pair of doubles and an RBI as Hopko just past that foul line, third base side, hangs alive. He went 2 for 4 with a run and 2 RBIs in the Outlaws trip here to Amsterdam last Friday night. 0-2 swing and a miss, and Heiberger struck out 4 Outlaws consecutively. All 4 of which have been swinging strikeouts, and up will come Darren Dangler trying to keep this second inning alive. Dangler, both a catcher and an outfielder on this Outlaw roster. Taking up the extra hitter duties tonight as that one low and outside for ball 1. Heiberger's not going to miss out of that strike zone often. When he's going to pound it, these Outlaw hitters going to have to be swinging as the count goes back to 1-1 on Dangler. Dangler 1 for 3 with an RBI double in the third inning. A walk and a strikeout on Thursday. Came around and offered at this one as the count 1-2. Heiberger and Matafee both going to work quickly, so both starters keeping this game moving right along in the early goings as the 1-2. Called strike 3 on that upper outside corner. Dangler's retired looking. Bottom half of the second will come up next as the Outlaws sits up, sits down against Matthew Heiberger. Bottom of the second inning, back here at Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, New York on Outlaws YouTube. 1-0 lead for the Mohawks as they ring Matafee for 3 hits in the first inning. Havar Williams led off the game with a triple. Evan Hager brought him around with an RBI single. And we had Natilli reach on a fielder's choice. Dion would get an RBI, and then Matafee would come around with a strikeout and a 4-3 ground out to end the first inning as DiGiorno going to take a first pitch strike from Matafee. DiGiorno playing third base tonight for the Mohawks. Is a 6'4", 200 ready for the Outlaws. Shoots one in there high and upstairs, ball 1. Matafee from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Finished up his freshman year at Holy Cross as the 1-1. DiGiorno with an elevator shot in a shallow right field. Dale and Hopko both over there. Hopko going to haul it down for the out. So Hopko with a nice easy catch out there in right field to begin this second inning. And now Rob Rispoli, who's in the 8th spot in the Mohawk order, going to come to the plate. Rispoli, 5'10", 165 from Staten Island. Lays off the first one from Matafee as it's ball 1. Rispoli made his Amsterdam Mohawks debut last night, going 2 for 4 up at Mohawk Valley. He sends one straight bat behind the plate, foul, 1-1. Watching a little bit of the game tape against the Diamond Dogs last night. Rispoli was hunting first pitch fastballs and was attacking early in counts. As Matafee going to come set with the 1-1. Kicks and fires out toward center field. Dale coming over, easy play in that gap in left center. There's 2 away here in this bottom of the second inning. And Steven Spalita going to come up next. Spalita, 5'11", 185. Wrapped up his freshman year at Mississippi State. He's from Mandeville, Louisiana. And this is his 6th game of the summer as Matafee misses the zone for ball 1. Sebastian Harden is waiting on deck for the Mohawks if they need him. As we're down to the 9th spot in the order already here in the second inning. The 1-0 in tight at the knees, ball 2. Matafee threw 69 pitches last Saturday in Game 2 against Albany. 45 of those were strikes. He was hunting around the zone all of his outing, as this one misses off the plate again, ball 3. Matafee going to be looking to come back here with a couple of strikes, trying to get out of this second inning, 1-2-3. The 3-0, low for ball 4. So after retiring 2 in a row to start the inning, he issues a 4-pitch walk to Spalita to keep the frame going. And Sebastian Harden will now strut up to the plate. Harden, 5'11", 185 from Cypress, Texas. Playing his first season here in Amsterdam. Had the night off in Oneonta the other day. Was 0 for 3 here last Friday as Matafee gets him swinging at 1 for strike 1. Good crowd here at Shuttleworth Park on a Saturday night. Absolutely gorgeous night for baseball. It's cooled off quite a bit as the day's gone on, and sun's still out as we get past this 7 o'clock hour as this one tips straight back. 0-2 it goes, and Taggart able to hold Spalita down there at first base. That was one thing Matafee said that he was going to try to do, was hold runners close to bags and give catchers a chance to throw out guys who might be on the move for the Mohawks. As this Amsterdam team always aggressive on the base pass. So Matafee now 1 strike away from getting out of this second inning. As he kicks and deals. Called strike 3. He rings up Sebastian Harden looking to end this second inning. The Mohawks strand 1 on base. Top of the 3rd coming up next at Shuttleworth Park. It's 1-0 Amsterdam. Top of the third here from Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam, and we want to remind you all Outlaws games, home and road, streamed right here on Oneonta Outlaws PGCBL on YouTube. So if you haven't dropped us a subscribe, make sure you do today, because except when we go to Mohawk Valley and Utica due to their pay-per-view services, all our games are right here for your viewing pleasures live. It's going to be Brody Rowley, Chase Armstrong, Jeremy Taggart. His first pitch swinging. Rowley going to trail 0-1 on the foul ball. Rowley playing left field tonight for the Outlaws. Has tall signage to man out there in that outfield corner. Not too unfamiliar territories. You got tall signage in left field as well. Really have to pull a ball to get one over the left field signage in the Outlaws home ballpark, but Connor Wading did it the other night as the 0-1 from Heiberger. Rowley lays off, but it's a called strike 2. Rowley was 1 for 3 with a strikeout and a caught stealing down at Saugerties on Wednesday night. 0-2 from Heiberger, swing and a miss as Rowley's retired to begin this third inning. Heiberger's absolutely rolling right now as he struck out 6 Outlaws in a row. He got a 4-3 ground out from Tanner Harden to begin this game, and that's the only ball that's been put in play by the Outlaws to begin this thing. With one away here in the third, Armstrong opts to take this at bat from the right side, and it missed inside for ball 1. Heiberger's 1-0. Armstrong once again lays off as it comes tight. It's ball 2. Looking at the scouting report on Heiberger before this one. Low 90s fastball, high 80s changeup as Armstrong tipped that one back 2-1. His fastball has a lot of movement on it, which is one thing that these Outlaw hitters aren't used to. Not used to facing too many lefties either, as the PGCBL's Eastern Division this summer, very righty heavy. Count goes 2-2 on Armstrong as Heiberger answering back 2 balls with 2 consecutive strikes. Taggart, the 9-hole hitter, waiting on deck for the Outlaws. As Oneonta still yet to get a base runner in this one. That one misses up and away as it left his hand awkwardly, and the count's going to go full on Armstrong. With one more ball, Armstrong will be the first man from the team down to the southeast to reach. 3-2. Armstrong swinging a miss. Don't know what Heiberger had for breakfast today, but he certainly has the upper hand right now on the Outlaws. Jeremy Taggart going to waltz up to the plate for Oneonta. 4 games played. He's 3 for 13, good for a .231 average. Heiberger from the stretch, called strike 1, as he's painting those corners well. Taggart had his first multi-hit game of the summer on Monday night against Utica. Has been out of the lineup since, as he sends this one out of the ballpark, first baseline, 0-2. The fans are right on top of you, something that we talked about with Josiah Aska in our pregame coaches interview today. Pretty confined ballpark, all things considered, as Heiberger wouldn't get that call for a strike 3. Makes it exciting to have the fans so close to you because you want to put on a show. As the 1-2 to Taggart, called strike 3 on the upper outside corner. Striking out the side, how about that? Matthew Heiberger for the 2nd consecutive inning. Bottom of the third coming up next here in Amsterdam as the Outlaws going to be looking to get another quick inning from Dan Matafee. Bottom of the third inning back here in Amsterdam. Let's take our first look of the evening at the PGCBL out-of-town scoreboard. Bottom of the fifth inning up in Watertown. It's an 8-0 lead for the Rapids. Against Batavia, Niagara Falls on the road tonight. 1-0 lead for the Mutt Dogs down there at Dwyer Stadium. 0-0 score in the bottom of the second inning between Mohawk Valley and Boonville. That game being played in Boonville as the Jats having back-to-back home games. Is Oneonta going to be in there tomorrow? Glens Falls down at Saugerties. Dragons have a 2-0 lead in the bottom of inning number 1. Bottom of the first, Auburn and Geneva, 0-0 game. And top of the second, Elmira at Newark. It's an 0-0 game. First pitch to begin the third inning, missed low to Havar Williams from Matafee. Matafee trying to keep this game at bay, keep this game as close as possible, knowing that the Outlaws having a quiet night at the plate. Bunt was laid down, but it rolled in a foul territory on the third base line, just a couple feet away from the batter's box. So it's 1-2-3 for the Amsterdam Mohawks here in this third inning. Matafee's only gone 4 innings in each of his first 2 starts for the Outlaws. Oneonta is fortunate that they have quite a few guys available out of the bullpen tonight, as every guy kept pretty short pitch count-wise the other night despite having it empty. This one takes an odd skip, rolls right to Jack Hopko and right, and the Mohawks have their leadoff guy aboard here in the third. But as I was saying, nobody had to throw too awful many pitches the other night coming out of the bullpen. Keaton and Josiah were really watching that, didn't want to have guys rack up their pitch counts knowing they're going to need everybody for this busy stretch of games that the Outlaws have coming up. Is this Outlaw team going to not have another off day till next Thursday? As that misses low and away, ball 1, Evan Hager. Is it'll be 3 in a row on the road, then 2 consecutive at home, so 5 games in 5 days before another off day for the Outlaws. 1-0 to Hager, tipped straight up to the roof behind home plate, 1-1. They had Havar Williams on the move from first, so he's going to be a threat to steal. The top of this lineup, Keith Griffin always tries to put someone who's aggressive on the base path, can move fast and is agile, and Williams certainly fits that. Matafee went through the pickoff throw. Williams went diving in there safely. The count 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Bottom of the third inning here at Shuttleworth Park. Game 3 of 4 in the season set between Oneonta and Amsterdam. As after tonight, these 2 teams will not see each other again till July 13th down at Oneonta. Count going to be 1-2 now on Hager after the big whiff. And the Mohawks roster probably going to look a lot different the next time these 2 teams meet up in about a month's time. There's quite a few guys. You wonder why Amsterdam brings so many guys to town. Quite a few leave for the Cape Cod League in the latter stages of June. Come here and get some reps in the early part of the schedule here at the PGCBL that starts a couple weeks earlier, and then they go to the Cape. 1-2 from Matafee. Slow dribbler in first base, foul territory, rolled to the Mohawk dugout. It's Hager. Going to be seeing pitch number 5 of the AB coming up. He worked Matafee for 6 pitches in the first inning before pulling a single out into the right center gap. Hopko and Dale both alert out there in the outfield. Shadow creeping into right field as they ring up Hager just above the shoelaces. He didn't love that call. That zone being extended a little bit for Matafee here in this third inning as there's 1 away ahead of Jackson Natilli. Natilli reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning. Advancing over on the wild pitches, got stranded at third as the Mohawks have left 3 guys on base through the first 2 innings. Outlaws are set up in double play defense as Natilli couldn't connect on the off-speed pitch from Matafee. Really wanted to work on his changeup and slider here tonight at Shuttleworth Park, and he's showing them off thus far. He's a guy who's pitched to contact over his first couple outings. As a bouncer, tips off his glove. King can't get to that one. That should be runner interference in the base path. Ryan King was charging at that ball, trying to make a play, And Keaton March coming out of the dugout here. Havar Williams could have avoided Ryan King on that one, but Williams just came charging right in on him. And Ryan King back up and moving, which you like to see. But they're talking to Williams down there at second base, who's still down on a knee as the umpire's conversing about this. Keaton Martin not going back to the Outlaw dugout yet as they want to see what's going to be the case here. All the Outlaws middle infielders confused. And we got the Mohawk base coaches coming over to talk to Williams as well. Certainly not what you wanted if you're Matafee, who is starting to settle into a rhythm on the bump out here. Mark has come all the way out towards second. Wants to talk to the field umpire. Williams is going to get up from a knee, and he stands at second. I don't blame Keaton March for wanting some clarification about this, because it seems like nothing in terms of fielding ever goes the Outlaws' way for calls here at Shuttleworth Park. Case of playing up to the hometown crowd in some respects, I guess. Kane certainly got interfered with because he should have had that ball. But they give a hit to Natilli. And there's first and second for the Mohawks with one out. And we'll see what Matafee goes to. Huge swing and a miss for Dion as the count goes 0-1. Third base is open here for this Outlaw defense. And Matafee has to try to work out of trouble for another inning. 0-1. Out in the gap towards left center. Going on it. Raleigh falls over his head, rolls to the wall. Turning third goes Javar Williams. Trying to get to third. And standing up in there is Natilli. All the way to second is Dion. It's second and third. And now the score 2-0 Mohawks. It's an RBI double from Dion. As this Outlaw team has to try to come together and weather the storm here on the road. This is a team that does also well adjusting to the circumstances in the hand that they're dealt. And now they have to do it in a very tough environment, one of the toughest to play in the entire PGCBL. Pete Daniel going to settle in with two in scoring position, lays off the first pitch as it's a ball from Matafee. All things considered, as I've gone to many of the ballparks in the PGCBL, only ones I've never been to, Niagara Falls. Yeah, Niagara Falls is the only one in the league now that I haven't been to. Well, in Jamestown, okay, is I would say Batavia and Amsterdam, the two toughest in the league to play in. Just the environment that visiting teams are forced into, how close the fans are, and just the field itself as balls take odd skips up there in Batavia. Only time Oneonta would have to play up there, of course, this year is if they see Batavia in the championship best-of-3 series, which would come down to the first couple of days in August. But a long ways from that. You don't want to talk about championships, don't want to talk about playoffs now, as we're in just Game 12 here in the regular season for the Outlaws. Trying to get back in the win column is the 1-2 from Matafee. Daniel lays off on the off-speed. 2 balls and 2 strikes it goes. And Matafee really needs a strike 3. Only has first base open here in this bottom of the third. Already a run home in the inning. Mohawk 6 hits on the board, and the Outlaws yet to even get a base runner through 3. That one going to be for the Birds, up and away. 3-2 it goes. At least it's nice for these two teams' sake to see Glens Falls having an early lead down there at Saugerties. On deck for the Mohawks is Eldred. Swing and a miss as Daniel going to be retired via the swinging K. That was exactly what Matafee needed to get some energy and momentum rolling back his way. He struck out 4 Mohawks through 2 2/3 thus far. And now Eldred going to be in the box. A guy who's been very tough to retire to begin the summer. Eldred, a guy who plays in the Suniac because he's a Brockport guy. Takes a first pitch ball on a slider from Matafee. Really appreciate Deb Matafee shooting me a message via Facebook today, clarifying pronunciation today. So shout out to Deb if you're listening. You're on Outlaws YouTube. Always appreciate our Outlaw parents sending us messages of any kind. Bateman in foul territory drops that one, and so the inning will stay alive. Far from ideal for the Outlaws as it looked like Bateman lost that one in the sun. Had his glove right there, caught it off the webbing. And the count's 1-1 here in Amsterdam. Got a feel for Bateman on a ball like that, a guy who's been also solid over there with the glove. Bateman and Matafee really tight, both coming to the Outlaws from Holy Cross. Bateman's been one of the most elite fielders at third base in the East Division to begin the summer. Is the count going to go 1-2 on Eldred? Now Matafee 1 pitch away from getting out of this third inning and leaving 2 more Mohawks on base. Matafee, you got to think he's going to go fastball on this one. 1-2, 2 away. Deals that one low and outside. He did go fastball but missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And they do flash error on the board. So it looks like they're giving Bateman an error here in this third inning. The 2-2, Eldred, a little slow tapper, rolls into the Mohawk dugout. Amsterdam's guys wasting no time, swinging early in counts, aggressively in counts tonight against Matafee. Outlaws, you have to wonder what the pitching plan is going to be the next couple of days with 2 more in a row on the road before home games as Matafee missed off the plate again for ball 3 as the count's gone full. I know Keaton Mark and Josiah Azka trying to establish a solid rotation here moving forward as we do have action in the Oneonta bullpen for the first time tonight. Got a guy up and throwing, not heavy as of yet, as Matafee missed in tight to ball 4 with Eldred. And the base is going to be full of Mohawks here in this bottom of the third. It's Natilli down there at third, Dion at second, and Eldred stands at first. Drake DiGiorno will come up for the second time already in this ball game. He flew out to right field back in the second as he started off inning number 2. Matafee missed with this one as it goes for ball 1. Rob Rispoli going to be on deck behind DiGiorno if they need him here in this Mohawks part of the third. DiGiorno strung together 2 hits down there Thursday night at Oneonta as he put that one just to the left of the Outlaw pen area in the left field corner. For those who've never been to a game, you're at Ralph Family Stadium, Shuttleworth Park. Outlaws and the visiting squad always take up the third base dugout here in Amsterdam, and the Mohawks home dugout on the first base line. Mohawks bullpen is in right field, Outlaw bullpen in left is the 1-1. Up and away for the Birds yet again, 2 balls and a strike. Outlaws desperately trying to get out of this inning and keep this game where it is. Can't afford to give up too many runs, knowing that this game probably going to be a tight, gritty battle. Fans don't like the called strike 2 call as Matafee getting that lower outside corner to go his way on pitches that the Mohawks don't offer at. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Matafee looking to end the inning right here from the first base side, delivers and bounced that one off the turf for ball 3. I'll just be quiet when an Outlaw pitcher gets to 2 strikes, I guess. It never seems to go the way we want up here in press row. Appreciate the Mohawks' hospitality to give us a good spot right here behind home plate. As the 3-2, DiGiorno sprayed up foul ground right field side. We do have that pull in the way of our camera on the YouTube feed, but other than that, that's an absolutely perfect spot. As you get a great view here from wherever you're tuning in from. DiGiorno with that pink and purple on his batting helmet. All runners on the move. DiGiorno out towards right. Hopko charging. Plays it on a bounce. Can't keep it down. Getting to second, DiGiorno. He'll take a big turn. DiGiorno trying to get to third, and he's in there. Throw was late. He clears the bases, and it's 5-0 Mohawks here in the third. DiGiorno with a bases clearing RBI triple. And we were wondering if maybe we'd get a visit out from the Outlaw dugout, but not yet. Don't want to see Matafee yanked out of this game yet, but wondering why we're not getting a trip out to talk to him here, at the very least from Jeremy Taggart. Is this one going to skip in the opposite batter's box for ball 1 to Rispoli. It's not like Matafee's thrown a bad ball game here. Matafee's been all around the strike zone, hasn't missed bad. It's just some balls that have been misplayed in the field or not fielded cleanly by the Outlaws, or balls that have taken odd skips. It's just not going the way this Oneonta team wants on the road. 2-0 now the count here on Rispoli. Matafee deals, swing and a miss. Rispoli. So the count 2-1 here with 2 away. DiGiorno at third after his bases clearing RBI triple. It's got this Shuttleworth Park loudest I think I've ever seen it. Matafee, huge swing, going to be 2-2. Shadows creeping now towards home. Matafee fires, bouncer towards third. Bateman backhands this one, fired that across the diamond in time. 5-3, going to be the put away at first as they retire Rob Rispoli, but not before 4 runs cross the plate in this bottom half of the third inning. So the Mohawks are going to take a 5-0 lead to the fourth here at Shuttleworth Park. Top of the fourth inning back here on Outlaws YouTube, and we're showing you our beautiful upcoming games graphic for your Oneonta Outlaws. tomorrow, Father's Day. Happy early Father's Day to all our Outlaw dads. We'll be in Boonville. First pitch, 6 o'clock tomorrow night. And just got confirmation from the Lumberjacks. We are all set to go for our broadcast up there tomorrow night. At Watertown Monday, first pitch, going to be at 6:30. And then we'll be home the next 2 nights, Tuesday and Wednesday. Versus Saugerties Tuesday, versus Glens Falls on Wednesday. So make sure you catch all of those either on our YouTube or at home, as we got a new pitcher for the Mohawks here to begin this 4th inning. So the first pitch going to be in there, ball 1. That one going to skip all the way back. Roll to the bat stop from Connor Keplinger. He's making his first appearance on the bump for this Amsterdam Mohawks team. Quickly gets behind. 3 balls, no strikes. They're flashing error out there on the scoreboard and right again. Not sure what that's about, as Bateman was trying to show bunt and pulls it back. It's 3-1. Bateman on this one, called strike 2, lays off. So this Outlaw team desperately trying to get something going here in this 4th inning after giving up a bases-clearing RBI triple to Drake DiGiorno in the bottom of the 3rd. 3-2, called strike 3 as Bateman gets rung up looking. Don't know what's gotten into these Amsterdam Mohawk pitchers tonight as Matthew Heiberger goes 3 innings and he strikes out 8 Outlaws. And now, beginning his outing, Connor Keplinger with a strikeout-looking Jack Bateman. So if you're scoring along at home, backwards K, throw it in your book. And we'll go back to the top of the Outlaw order, still looking for the first base runner of the night. Hardin offers at this one. Is the count going to be 0-1? Hardin grounded out 4-3 in his first plate appearance in the 1st inning. Only Outlaw to put a ball in play. He does so again as Keplinger picks up, fire to first. Stretch over there and called safe. So the Outlaws going to have a base runner for the first time in this game. We'll see whether they score that as a hit or an error. It should have been an easy routine play for Keplinger to get that one to Dion over there at first. They do score error, so it'll be E1. And Tanner Hardin is on base here with 1 out in the top of the 4th. Offering at that one was Ryan King, and he couldn't connect as he falls behind. No balls, 1 strike. Keplinger sits 185, and he is the 2nd consecutive lefty that Oneonta sees tonight from Amsterdam. 0-1, nice break over the plate, and King going to trail 0-2. No matter what happens here, it's nice to see the Outlaws show a sign of life, getting Hardin on base here in this 4th inning after the 4 spot from the Mohawks, bottom of the 3rd. King going to get pelted with this one on the knee. And so he's going to be awarded first base, and there's 2 Outlaws on base with 1 out here in the 4th. Hardin gets to 2nd. King going to be at 1st. And now Brendan Connolly going to come up in a big spot. Connolly has been really solid for the Outlaws. Here floating around between the 1 and 3 spots in the order. He has 4 2-hit games on the summer, has yet to record 3 in a game. Certainly hoping he can get a few more plate appearances tonight and hopefully get himself a couple more hits to credit to his batting average. 2nd on the team and qualified is Jack Kopko leading things right now. Is Connolly going to trail behind 0-1. Third base open with the shadows all around the diamond. It's set straight up the middle towards center. 0-1, Connolly offers, and it's quickly 0-2 as Keplinger went back to the off-speed stuff. This Outlaw team, lot different start than 8 nights ago here at Amsterdam as they came out red hot, 7 runs in the first inning. Now have to play come from behind as Connolly going to go down swinging. Rather go down swinging than looking, but that's another strikeout here for this Amsterdam pitching staff, who's now up to a combined 10 between Heiberger and Keplinger. Jacoby Dale struck out swinging, back to begin the second inning for the Outlaws. Now he comes up in a spot with 2 on base, and the Outlaws needing somebody to come through. Dale flaring that bat around, drills one right up the middle to short. Daniel picks up, gets the force at second, and the inning going to be over. The Outlaws going to strand a pair on base. They show life, but they can't get anything to go their way. Bottom of the 4th coming up next. It remains 5-0 Mohawk score here in Amsterdam. So Matafee is only going to make it through 3 innings tonight. Back we come here inside Shuttleworth Park, bottom of the 4th inning. First pitch from Evan Staroba, the new pitcher for your Outlaws, misses up and away to Steven Spaletta. Staroba, appearing in his 5th game already for the Outlaws, has not thrown for a week. As this one, a little dribbler and foul ground, third base side. Took an odd turn in the air as it goes even at 1 ball, 1 strike. So Matafee going to be charged for 5 runs, 7 hits. Is this one tipped right behind Jeremy Taggart? So the count should be 1-2 here on Steven Spaletta. Matafee, all things considered, he had a really good outing. Like, I'm going to take nothing away from Dan Matafee tonight. He looked real good out there. It was just, I don't know, something about this Amsterdam Mohawks team, it gets to you. And the Outlaw defense misplayed a couple of balls. There was just a couple of balls that were hit harder than expected. And Dan Matafee getting charged with a couple of runs. Espolita draws a leadoff walk against Staroba. So the Outlaw bullpen going to have to cover 6 innings tonight ahead of a trip to Boonville tomorrow. Sebastian Harden will now come up next. As I mentioned once already, it's nice that the Outlaws do have quite a few arms at their disposal. As Staroba sails that one in high at the head. And that should brush Sebastian Harden back a bit. After Harden, we'll go back to the top of the Mohawk order. It's a good offering, but Harden couldn't connect. 1 ball and 1 strike. They got Espolita down there at first after the leadoff walk. Nobody out here in the bottom of inning 4. Staroba has just got to trust his best stuff here and hope he can get some swings and misses as this one comes straight back at us. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Luckily, with the new rules post-COVID, you got the screen all the way around. Home, first to third, all the way down the outfield line, except to the corners. Counts 1-2 here on Sebastian Harden. Staroba attempted to pick off. Armstrong thought he had the tag down there at first on Espolita, but they call safe. Looked pretty close from our vantage point up here. Is the count 1-2. Even though they continue to hold on the scoreboard 1-1. Espolita a big lead off of first. And the Herkimer product high and in with that 1 ball, 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Staroba just finished his freshman year up there at Herkimer from Jefferson, New York. So a local product for this Outlaw team that took on quite the local makeup here in 2024. Check swing, called strike. And that is the 3rd. There was some confusion about that with our scoreboard in the outfield. And I think even the home plate umpire himself was a little confused. But there's 1 away here in the 4th inning. As Harden down looking. Saugerties has regained the lead on Glens Falls. Is coming up. We'll take another look at PGCB out of town scoreboard. Taggart with a throw down there. It rolled into shallow center, but Amsterdam going to now have a runner in scoring position as Espolita's got himself a bag. So Espolita down there into second base with a stolen bag. 0-1 count. And Javar Williams here at the top of the Mohawk order. Vlad still fluttering out there in center, and nice to see we still got plenty of sun here as we get close to 8. Williams now down 0-2. Is Staroba looking for a punch out. Mohawk's got Evan Hager taking some huge hats in the on-deck circle, waiting to come back to the plate. Corners are open with 1 down. Mohawk's already 7 hits. It's Staroba's 0-2. Drilled right back up the middle as it took a hop off the mound. Rolls into center to Jacoby Dale. Turning third, Steven Espolita going to come to the plate and score. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, it's 6-0 Mohawks. Javar Williams gets a bouncing ball to go off the rubber. Espolita comes on in to score. And now the Mohawks at a half dozen already on the board. Evan Hager now going to come up here for Amsterdam. Williams stands at first after the RBI single. Huge hack on the curveball. Hager going to fall behind 0-1. The Outlaws desperately need something to go their way here in this bottom of the 4th inning. Infield shifts to double play defense. Is Hager going to trail behind 0-2. Tomorrow night we'll be at Boonville, 6 p.m. first pitch. Monday night at Watertown, 6:30 first pitch. Outlaws pregame found right here live for you 15 minutes prior to scheduled first pitch of every Outlaws game, home and road, with the exception of Mohawk Valley and Utica Traps. 0-2 called, strike 3. As that'll be out number 2. Staroba gets his first punch out. We also get ourselves a stolen bag. Why is that toggle in the third? All right, now we got that set. My big thumbs here trying to fiddle with my iPad. So Williams gets himself a stolen bag. Hager going to be sent down looking. There's 2 away for Jackson Natilli. Want to give all our dads a huge shout out. Father's Day weekend doesn't just last on Sunday, it lasts for the entirety of the weekend. Got a lot of Outlaws dads who make everything we do possible, so appreciate them as the count goes 1-0. And we do want to give you an opportunity for the first time this year, something I've been waiting to do, haven't really had the chance to, but let's do it tonight. If you want to give a shout out to a player, you want to tell us where you're tuning in from, who you're supporting, whatnot, you can drop me a text and we'll give you a shout out live here on our broadcast. Is the count going to go 2-0 on Jackson Natilli? Just drop me a text. My number is 607-437-3960. That's 607-437-3960. Give us something to talk about here on the broadcast. We love to hear where everybody's tuning in from. Count's going to go 2-1 on Jackson Natilli, as Natilli has reached base twice to begin the game. First inning, it was on a fielder's choice. Third inning, he singled and cruised in to score. Count goes 2-1. Williams, quite a lead off a second. Staroba, a check look, going to come home with this one. On the move, throw down to third. The tag laid on by Beeman. Out over there at the hot corner. That'll be a 2-5. Caught stealing to retire Williams here in this bottom half of the fourth. Let's go to the fifth here in Amsterdam. It remains 6-0 Mohawks. Top of the fifth inning, back here on Oneonta Outlaws YouTube. The Outlaws going to have 5, 6, 7 up at the plate as it'll be Jack Hopko, Darren Dangler, Brody Rowley with a first pitch strike in there from Keplinger. Coming up, we'll take another look at the PGCBL out-of-town scoreboard. As Keplinger staying out here for a second inning of work. Kitson deals the 0-1. Hopko watches it low, ball 1 as it draws even. We did get a shout out from Jacoby Dale's uncle saying big shout out to my nephew, Jacoby Dale. So just wanted to pass that one along as Jacoby Dale reaching on a fielder's choice to end last half inning and also has made a couple of nice plays out in center field. Dale, a great player, great person here on this Outlaw 2024 roster as Hapko works the count to 2-2. Keplinger working from the third base side of the rubber on this one. The 2-2, Hopko right up the middle. Gonna get into center field, and he's got the Outlaws' first hit of the game. Jack Hopko does what he does best and finds the holes. Place that one right up the middle between Rispoli and Daniel, and he's on base with nobody out here to begin the Outlaw fifth. Darren Dangler, the extra hitter, now going to come up for Oneonta. Mohawks defense will shift to double play. There's a gun throw down to second base. Tag laid on, and they call out. So scratch that base runner off. Dangler was waving Hopko to get down there to second, and Hopko getting caught 2-4. So Dangler going to lead 1-0 in the count. There's a pitch in there, tight for strike one to Dangler. Count in there, high and away, ball two. And I apologize on the Jacoby Dale shout out, actually coming from his Aunt Althea. So I do apologize, Althea, on that one. As the count goes 2-2. We appreciate you sharing your nephew with us for the summer here in Oneonta. As that's called strike three to ring up Dangler. Outlaws just can't seem to get anything to go their way right now. Brody Rowley will come up next. And this is a guy you want up at the plate if you want the game's momentum to start swinging your way. Brody Rowley, a guy who can shoot anything around the field at any given time. As Keplinger drills Rowley with this one. Brody Rowley going to be awarded first base, and the Outlaws have another base runner. Chase Armstrong playing first tonight for the Outlaws, going to come up to the plate. And we did get a shout out watching from Louisville, Kentucky, or Chase Armstrong's grandparents. So a huge shout out to Chase's grandparents watching down there in Kentucky. We appreciate your support, and not only Chase, but our Outlaws organization and broadcast here on YouTube. So the count goes 0-1 on Armstrong. There's a fastball going to break in there high and away. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Quick check look to first. Breaks in there, called strike 2. Armstrong didn't like that one as it looked like it was high, and I can't really say I blame him. Like it was pretty close to his hands as that strike zone seems to get pretty high when the Outlaws are at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Armstrong with a can of corn right towards left field. Hardin coming in, but back goes Daniel, and he's able to yank it out of the air for the out. So the Outlaws going to get a hit, but they can't do anything with it. Also a hit by pitch. They only leave 1 on base. Armstrong with a piece hit to end the inning, and we're halfway home here from Amsterdam. 6-0 Mohawks, your score. Well, Evan Staroba's had 2 outings of just 1 inning so far, but he has 1 outing that was 2 innings. As last Saturday in Game 2 against Albany, coming out to relieve Matafee, gave up 1 hit, 1 run, was charges earned, issuing 3 walks and striking out 2. So Staroba trying to match that outing or maybe even give the Outlaws a little bit more than that tonight, as these Outlaws relievers have really been stepping up in a big way and giving some depth out of the pen. Is Jackson Natilli going to lead off this bottom half of the 5th, and a called strike 1 going to come right over the plate. Natilli, not a guy who likes to offer up breaking stuff too much, as Staroba shoot him a change up high, and he tapped it foul. 0-2 it goes. Natilli was up at the plate at a 1-2 count when we had the 2-5 to catch Javar Williams down at third to end the 4th inning. 0-1, right up the middle, charging hard in, fired over Armstrong, as that's going to be a 6-3 for out 1. Great play for Tanner Harden. Fire that one across the diamond in time. Has got some speed from Natilli down the line. Got to change the plate for the Amsterdam Mohawks. There's Liam Wilson coming in and taking first pitch, ball 1. Wilson from Reston, Virginia, 6'2", 190. He's a switch hitter. Went 0 for 2, run scored and a walk the other night down at Oneonta. Is the count going to be even back, 1 ball, 1 strike? So a little bit of an interesting move for Keith Griffin, bring out a bench guy here so early in the game. We'll see where Wilson goes in the field, probably to first, because that's where he was on Thursday night. Count's going to go 2 balls, 1 strike. From the first base side of the rubber, Staroba kicks and fires. Misses up and off the plate again for ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike to Liam Wilson. It's Pete Daniel on deck here for the Mohawks in the bottom of inning number 5. Amsterdam coming in 9-2 as Staroba gets a breaking curveball. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Staroba full count, swing and a miss. He retires Liam Wilson for out number 2 here in the 5th. Thought they were bringing in their secret weapon off the bench, but Staroba said, no, no, no. Pete Daniel with a shifty blue batting helmet. Going to be pulled out of the ball game. So we get another change as Aiden Stewart comes into this game. They had Daniel out in the on-deck circle, but then made the last-minute change going to Aiden Stewart here. Here's the 1-0 from Staroba towards second. Picked up King. Takes a step to Armstrong in time. 4-3 it'll go to retire Aiden Stewart. So the Mohawks going to go down 1-2-3 here against Staroba in the 5th. Top half of inning number 6 coming up next. Your Outlaws looking to get some redemption at the plate, trailing Amsterdam 6-0 here on the road. Top of the 6th inning, back up here at Shuttleworth Park in Amsterdam. It's Jeremy Taggart to lead off the inning for the Oneonta Outlaws. Keplinger back out for what's to be his 3rd inning as he issues a first pitch strike. Jet Bateman, Tanner Harden going to follow up Taggart in this inning as it's 9-10-1 for your Outlaws. 0-1 from Keplinger, low and outside as it goes even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Outlaws have to start to string together some hits, start to get some guys on base here. As Keplinger's 1-1, Brait's up and out there, strike 2. Taggart not offering at any of these first 3 pitches. Do have motion down in the Amsterdam bullpen. Outlaws bullpen absolutely quiet at the moment as Taggart going to see a second pitch ball, 2-2. Mohawks 8 hits and the Outlaws just 1, which was a Jack Kopko single. Taggart going to go up the middle, takes a skip, charging from second. Rispoli Stewart at first, in time for the out. So there's 1 away as it's 4-3 to retire Taggart. It's actually Wilson now down there at first. I apologize for the Amsterdam Mohawks. As they have Stewart come in to take over short and Wilson's at first. So we'll change that on our Mohawks defensive layout. And now up will come Jack Bateman with 1 out, and he's going to take a first pitch brush bat for strike. Looked like that was a little too close for comfort to be a strike. But Bateman behind in the count, 0-1. As this one sails in there, bit tight to the knees, ball 1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in this top of the 6th. As that one going to roll back behind the dish, 2 balls and a strike. So let's hope that the Outlaws can put their best foot forward here in the 6th inning. As that takes a nice break right down Maine. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Bateman. Struck out looking back in the 4th inning. Now Bateman looking for his first hit here of the evening. It's a little tapper to the right of the Outlaw dugout in foul ground. Stays alive at bare minimum. Got to try to work Keplinger for as long as they can. Hopefully force him out of this game before too long passes. Kitson fires. High and for the Birds. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bateman now the count full. Takes a high one up and away for strike 3. Bateman threw the bat away because he thought that he had that ball 4 as the Outlaws not getting anything from these umpires. 2 strikeouts looking as this Mohawk pitching staff has racked up a combined now 14 strikeouts here against Outlaws. Harden back up. Put 2 balls in play, one of which went for a ground out. The other got rewarded with a base courtesy of an E1. He trails in the count 0-1 up here at Shuttleworth Park. Harden swing and a miss as he'll trail 0-2. Keplinger 1 strike away from finishing off the 3rd inning here against the rivals. That came on in, clipped hard in. He'll fire the bat away and be on first. Looked like it just grazed him on the way by. And we'll go to Ryan King in the 2 spot in the Outlaw order. Outlaws have to be patient, have to be consistent. Have to all come together. They want him out of comeback here in this one. Ball 1, Ryan King takes. 1-0 comes straight back off the bat hard. 1-1. Taking another look at the PGCBL out-of-town scoreboard. Watertown, 10-3 home lead on Utica, top of the 8th inning. In Batavia, top of the 4th, 4-4 game between the Americans and Mutt Dogs. 1-1 pitch. Off that lower outside corner. Called strike 2. Outlaws getting no calls to go their way. 0-0 game in Boonville between the Diamond Dogs and Lumberjacks. Saugerties back on top of Glens Falls, 4-2. This will even the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes against King. So yeah, 0-0 game, bottom of the 5th in Boonville. 4-2, Saugerties lead Glen Falls. Geneva has a 1-0 lead over Auburn, top of the 4th. As that one, low and away, ball 3 as it's gone full on King. In the last game of the night that got started, top of the 4th, Elmira having a 3-0 lead on Newark out at Colburn Park. So probably 3 hours to the west of here. Out in Newark, the Elmira Pioneers trying to take care of business, get another win. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away here in our game in Amsterdam. King calling time, stepping out of the box. Harden didn't nearly get drilled as hard as Jaden Ross, who was showing us when we went golfing yesterday, his black and blue mark from a Gage Haley pitch the other day. Goes back into the screen as it stays 3 balls, 2 strikes. These Outlaw hitters have struggled to put bat on ball against this Amsterdam pitching staff. There's a big shout out, Cullen Condon walking down behind home here. Ball 4 going to be taken by Ryan King. King with a patient, conservative approach at the plate. It pays off. It advances Harden to second, and the Outlaws have 2 on base for Brendan Connolly. Be the second time in this game. Oh, okay, Brendan Connolly going to be out. We were just talking about Jaden Ross, and here he is for the Outlaws. Ross lays off this one as it's ball 1. Had a great time hanging out with Ross at the Oneonta Country Club yesterday. If you need something to do, go golfing with Jaden Ross. He's a true pro. 1-0, Ross out towards right field, coming in. Eldridge slides and makes the catch. We'll score that as an L9 to retire Jaden Ross. And that was one thing that he talked about yesterday when him and I went golfing. Balls straight to guys, or balls that infielders and outfielders just making solid plays on. And there's another prime example as he converses with Josiah Aska. Ross robbed of another hit. Bottom of the 6th inning coming up next here in Amsterdam. 6-0, Mohawks hold the lead. Evan Soroba back out for your Oneonta Outlaws, trying to polish off a 3rd inning as the Amsterdam Mohawks going to have Zach Eldred, Drake DiGiorno, Robert Spoli up at the plate this half inning. Looks like actually they might have a change, is looking in the on-deck circle. First pitch of the inning, going to be a strike. We'll get that coming up in just a moment as the Mohawks trying to empty out the bench and get everybody some reps tonight as it's Sparks who's in the on-deck circle for the Mohawks. 0-1, shot right up the middle. It takes a couple of hops and Dale will play it in center field. Leadoff single for Zach Eldred. So Drake DiGiorno is going to be out of this game. Jake Sparks from Hoosick Falls, New York, going to enter the game. He's committed to head to Marshall in the fall. Is that one going to be ball from Soroba? Make the count 1-0. Sparks 6'2", 210. Said just 2 extra base hits. Leads his team in RBIs. Is this one up and away? Tagger with a throw down to second. Tag laid on. Out at second. Taggart able to gun down Zach Eldred. 2-4. For the first out of this half inning. So we'll wipe that base runner off the board. And now Jake Sparks in a 1-1 count. Breaks over the plate for a strike. So 1-1 they hold up. This one smoked out towards left field. Charging back in the corner goes Brody Rowley. And this one leaves the wall. This one leaves the park, excuse me. Gets through the wall, leaves the wall, whatever you want to say. Jake Sparks with a pinch hit home run. So it's 7-0 here in the sixth. Sparks wall up that ball. I don't know if there's a hole between the signs that one's not through, but now the Outlaws going to get action in their bullpen. Rob Rispoli will step up next. Shows bunt. Diving down with a beautiful play, Evan Staroba. That's a play of the game candidate as he comes off the mound and goes down to his knees. It'll be an L1 for out 2. Just a shot right off the bat, Rob Rispoli to Evan Staroba, and he makes it look easy. Steven Spolita now going to be out of this game as well. Ben Huckins, well, he pinch hit in this game for Spolita. So Amsterdam really emptying out the bench here in this one. First pitch to Huckins is a strike, and for whatever reason they're flashing error on the scoreboard here. Don't know what that's about. 0-1, Huckins into the belt, 1 ball and a strike. Sebastian Harden is in the on-deck circle for the Mohawks, so I guess they're not totally going to change things up. 1-1 from Staroba, in there for a called strike 2. Staroba going backdoor with that one, and now pitch away from getting out of the 6th inning. Staroba 1-2, sails in there high. Almost clipped the head of Huckins. Not like Staroba, a guy who's going to go head hunting. But the pitch just got out of his hand. Came in there at a bad angle. 2 balls and 2 strikes, first base side. In there, tight ball 3. So the count goes back full after Huckins trailed 1-2. Staroba with the payoff pitch, 2 outs. Smoke towards left field, curved into foul ground. Huckins wears 25 for this team, is making his first trip to the plate against these here Oneonta Outlaws. 3-2 again, swing and a miss as Staroba finishes him off. The Mohawks played another here in the 6th inning, and we go to the top of the 7th here on Outlaws YouTube. It's 7-0 Mohawks. Top of the 7th inning back here at Shuttleworth Park. First pitch, going to be a called strike. That one came right down the gut to get Jacoby Dale behind in the count. From the low arm slot, that one going to miss, ball 1. Got a new pitcher here for the Amsterdam Mohawks. We're still trying to figure out who's out there firing the pitches, as that one's lined right at DiGiorno for out 1. That's Sparks down there now at third base, excuse me. They're making defensive changes faster than we can take a breath here in Amsterdam. So Sparks now at third, and there's one away here in the 7th. Jack Kopko now going to come to the plate. It's James Reddick, who is on the hill for the Amsterdam Mohawks. Little bouncer to second, picked up, fired to first. Is Wilson able to haul that one in? So it's a 4-3, quickly to get Hopko for out number 2. And James Reddick making quick work of the Oneonta Outlaws. James Reddick is making his first appearance for the Amsterdam Mohawks. 6'2", 185, he's from Clifton Park. It's Colton Harrison, pinch hitting here for the Outlaws. Offered at this one as it's strike 1. So Colton Harrison in there for Darren Dangler. Is the count going to be 1-1? Harrison yet to record his first hit for the Outlaws. Is the league leader in hit by pitches. He's gotten really unlucky. He's had a couple of walks as well. Harrison brought that bat around. And they say it's a strike, 1-2. So Harrison 6 hit by pitches thus far. Is the 1-2 from Reddick. Broke low and outside. 3-1, excuse me. So, we'll change that. 3-1, low and away outside as Harrison draws the walk. Seems like everything's all over the place here in this game, with each coach trying to get some different guys here in the lineup. Give them some at-bats, whatnot, give them some defensive reps. It's a 7-0 game, and the Outlaws have had a hard time getting anything going on either end of the ball. Is Brody Rowley going to settle into the box with 2 outs and a man on? Comes in tight for ball 1. As Reddick's fastball spins quite a bit coming into home. Just kind of takes like a sloping angle to curve back into the zone. Is now the 1-0 from Reddick. Right down the gut for a strike. 1-1 on Brody Raleigh. So Reddick representing Fordham University on this Mohawk roster. 1-1. Raleigh able to tip it bat foul. 1-2. Raleigh, one of 10 returning members on this Outlaw 2024 roster. Keaton Mark wanted his core guys back, and he got them. Brody Raleigh being one of those. Quick check look to first. Harrison dancing off the bag as this one comes up and hits the top of the screen. 1-2, it stays. So the count 1-2 on Brody Raleigh. As he hammers this one out towards center field, charging back goes Hager, and it falls and rolls to the wall. Harrison gonna turn third. He's being waved around to the plate. Raleigh trying to chud to third. He dives head first. Safe. Brody Raleigh gonna get to third. He's got an RBI triple on the first Outlaws run.
Take out those 50-50s. We got a winning number.
Brody Raleigh hammering one to center field. Pitch up an RBI triple as Harrison comes on in to score, and the Outlaws have life here in the 7th.
You are the winner of tonight. 50-50, 656. Bring it over to the souvenir stand. First baseman
Chase Armstrong now going to opt to take this at bat from the left side against Reddick with Raleigh on third. 2 Outlaws retired in the inning. Armstrong trying to keep this game closer. 6-run difference as Reddick threw that one in tight to the knees, 1-0.
656. Come on over to the Souvenir Stadium. Happy birthday, Preston Deep, 40 years old. Happy birthday, Preston.
Armstrong down into foul ground on the first baseline as it goes even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Armstrong's 0 for 2 in this game as he struck out swinging in the third, and he popped out to short in the fifth. Guy who always plays the matchups when it comes to opting where he swings from as he tips another one straight back, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Reddick now 1 strike away from getting out of his first inning as a Mohawk.
Taylor, who's celebrating the birthday along the first baseline. Happy birthday, Taylor.
As Reddick deals, Armstrong, another foul ball. Gonna come behind the plate. Went to that netting, or matting that's just below the netting. So 1-2, 2 away. Top of the 7th here in game 3 of 4 season series, Oneonta in Amsterdam. Reddick, low and away, ball 2, as he just can't seem to find that third strike. Raleigh's down there at third after his RBI triple. When Brody Raleigh hits him, he goes for extra bases. All his hits thus far on the season have been for extras. Armstrong, a little tap foul.
Congratulations to Rob from Tribes Hill, the winner of tonight's 50-50.
So Armstrong tips one bat foul, stays alive, 2-2, and they announced the 50-50 winner here in Amsterdam, and lots of applause for that. Interesting. Armstrong hammers one into the seating bowl, first baseline foul. So a deep at bat here for Chase Armstrong, as this will be pitch 8 coming up. Amsterdam going to be on the road tomorrow at Utica. It'll be a 5:15 first pitch for them. And then they'll have an off day Monday before they're back home to face Watertown on Tuesday. 2-2. Armstrong another one foul. Outlaws starting off a 3-game road trip. As tomorrow we'll be at Boonville, 6 p.m. first pitch. Monday at Watertown, 6:30, and then we're back home Tuesday to play Saugerties, 7 o'clock. Come join us at Damaschke Field. Skied out towards right. Eldred tracking this one in the corner. Pulls it down for the out. So Chase Armstrong flies out to right field to end this top half of inning number 7, but not before the Outlaws get on the board. Bottom of inning number 7 coming up next. The Outlaws trail the Mohawks 7-1. Hey, Liam Blair, welcome to Amsterdam. Bottom of the 7th inning, Liam Blair takes over the pitching duties for your Outlaws. Blair making his second appearance of the summer and second appearance of the week as he threw against Saugerties the other night. Gave up 1 hit, 2 runs, both were charges earned, surrendering 3 walks and 2 strikeouts as well. Sebastian Harding going to take the leadoff AB against Blair here in the 7th. It'll be 10-1-2 in the Mohawk order as Harding settling in ready. Blair working from the first base side of the rubber. Sits 227. Bounces one way in front of Taggart, 1-0. You hope that Blair can go an inning or 2 here out of this Outlaw pen after Staroba went 3. So Matafee goes 3. Staroba goes 3, and now Liam Blair in the game as this one shafted out towards left. Raleigh over in the corner. Yo-yos it down for the out. Raleigh with a nice little pull down in left field, and there's one away to begin the 7th for the top of the Amsterdam order. It's Michael O'Brien who comes in to relieve Williams. O'Brien sits for 23, 261 average across 6 games to begin his summer here in Amsterdam. Blair gets him to foul one straight back as it's 0-1. Williams finishes the day 3 for 3 with a ribby and a pair of runs scored at the top of the Amsterdam order. With a 6-run difference in this game, Mohawks trying to get in some different faces in the latter stages of this game. Trying to share around the at-bats and the love ahead of a trip to Utica tomorrow is O'Brien able to pop one out of the ballpark 0-2. Blair's working from the first base side of the rubber here with 1 away in the 7th inning. Blair has a hard time hiding his signs to the plate as he keeps one shoulder square to the plate at all times. Armstrong going to take this one to the bag unassisted, and there's 2 away here in the 7th. So it'll be a 3 unassisted for out number 2 to retire O'Brien. And now Evan Hager going to jazz on up to the plate. Evan Hager's 1 for 3 as he had an RBI single in the first inning that opened the game scoring, and since then he struck out looking twice. First pitch from Blair, going to miss the zone as it's 1 ball, no strikes. Blair now behind in the count, 1-0, 2 away. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Blair comes set, fired up and high, ball 2. Goes off speed and just can't locate it over the plate, excuse me. That one came out before I was able to pull my headset off. As the 2-0 from Blair. Takes a bad hop off the mound, rolls into center field. And Hager gonna have himself a single. Jackson to Tilly now going to be out of this game as well. It's no surprise they go to Cade Ladohoff. 2 away in the 7th inning. Cade Ladohoff has appeared in all 11 games for the Mohawks, so why not make it 12? Cade Ladohoff coming off the bench here for the Amsterdam Mohawks. And he's going to go behind the plate for the last couple innings, I'm sure. Counts 1-0 on Ladohoff. So Ladohoff wears number 8. He's hitting .395 for the Amsterdam Mohawks. As Blair now working more towards the middle of the rubber. High, ball 2. So Hager standing at first after his single bouncing off the mound just to the left of Liam Blair. On the run goes Hager. Taggart not even going to get a throw off. So it'll be a stolen base for Evan Hager. Get himself in scoring position with 2 outs. Blair trying to work out of this little 7th inning jam he finds himself in. Trying to keep this a 6-run game and give the Outlaws a couple innings to get back into this one. Ladderhoff going to shoot one up foul out of the park as the count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 away. Ladderhoff's from Bradenton, Florida. He went 0 for 2. Pair of walks, had a strikeout, pair of runs scored against Oneonta the other night. Ladderhoff has a pair of homers and 8 ribbies as the 2-2 swing and a miss. Ladderhoff going to be sent down swinging by Liam Blair. And so we go to the top of the 8th here in Amsterdam. 7-1, Mohawks hold the lead. Top of the 8th inning from Shuttleworth Park. Outlaws send Jeremy Taggart to the plate to lead things off as he shoots one up. Foul ground out of the ballpark, first base line. So it's 9-10-1 for Oneonta, and they are seeing a new arm on the hill for Amsterdam as Zach Hernandez, next man out of the pen. That breaks right down Main for strike 2 on Taggart. Hernandez appearing in his 4th game of the summer here for Amsterdam, has not appeared in a game since last Friday night against Oneonta when he threw the 9th. 2 runs, 2 errors, walked 3 as Taggart going to be sent down looking here to begin the 8th. So as I was saying, walked 3, and he faced just 5 in that inning. So the Mohawks defense did give him a double play, which really helped him get out of that inning. But Bateman going to come to the plate with one quickly away here in the 8th against Hernandez as the Outlaws trying to do something. Owen Burnsworth pinch hitting here on Bateman. Is that one going to come up tight to the hands? So the count goes even at 1-1 here on Burnsworth. So Burnsworth probably going to stay in the game, play 3rd for the bottom of the 8th as this one goes right into the seating bowl on the first base line. Almost took a head off. Owen, come on, man. You're better than that. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. 1 away here in the 8th. The Mohawks having a little scoreboard issue as everything got wiped off it. As Burnsworth sent down looking. Hernandez just went to a curveball on that lower outside. And gets Burnsworth looking. So the 10 spot in the Oneonta order combined 0 for 3 between Bateman and now Burnsworth. Harden will come up here with 2 away in the 8th. Lays off this one as it's ball 1. Harden has reached base 2 of his 3 times up tonight. Grounded out in the 1st, reached on an error in the 4th, and singled in the 6th. 1-0 from Hernandez. In there low, ball 2. Harden's 2-0, upstairs and outside, ball 3. 3-0 count on Tanner Harden. As Hernandez once again delivers for ball 4, and Harden's on base with 2 away here in the 8th. Ryan King will stay in the ball game here for the Outlaws. Thought maybe we might see some more changes and whatnot for Oneonta and shuffling here over the last couple innings, but Keaton Mart for the most part staying with his core guys. King has reached base twice, yet to record a hit, and he's still hitless on the summer. There's a walk and a hit by pitch as he takes ball 1, that lower outside corner of the zone. King's really efficient at making pitchers throw a lot of pitches. Guy who's worked 8, 9, 10 pitches at bats this summer as he offers at this one, and the count draws even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Outlaws trying to mount a comeback here over these final couple innings in Amsterdam. As if they can't find a way to play it in here in the 8th, it'll all come down to the 9th after a bottom of the 8th that Liam Blair most likely is going to throw. King brought the bat off the shoulder, and it is a called strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Hernandez 1 strike away from finishing off his 2nd inning of the season against the Oneonta Outlaws. 1-2, Hernandez bounces that one all the way to the matting behind the plate. Harden was taking a look. He gets into 2nd, so he moves up 90 feet as he'll be down there in a 2-2 count with 2 away. It'll be a wild pitch from Zach Hernandez. And Harden at 2nd with 2 away in this 8th inning. Hernandez kicks and delivers. King out towards center field. Hager going over towards the right center gap, able to pull it in for the out. So it'll be a high fly out that stayed up for a mile. Bottom of the 8th. Coming up next here in Amsterdam remains a 7-1 Mohawks score. Bottom of the 8th inning here at Shuttleworth Park, and the Amsterdam Mohawks gonna have Liam Wilson lead off the inning. Liam Blair back out on the hill for his second inning of work as he fires the first pitch in there. Beauty for a called strike one.
Out there, happy Father's Day.
Shuttleworth Park, PA, saying Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. We once again remind you, Father's Day is tomorrow, so if you haven't gotten your lovely husband, lovely dad a card and a gift just yet, could always bring him out to an Outlaws game tomorrow night in Boonville. Is the count going to go even at 1 ball and 1 strike? 6 p.m. first pitch in Boonville tomorrow. We'll be live here on YouTube, 5:45, as that sails high and away, ball 2. Blair having a hard time with these off-speed pitches, getting them over the plate. Comes bat set on the first base side with the 2-1. High ball 3 to the hands. Got to get Liam Blair to go to this fastball as he was getting it in the zone. From the first base side of the rubber, waiting on deck is Aiden Stewart. Blair kicks and deals, ball 4. So it'll be a leadoff walk to begin the 8th for Liam Wilson.
The shortstop
Certainly
from Delaware.
not what Keaton Mark and Josiah Aska wanted out of Blair to begin this inning. But Aiden Stewart now going to come on up to the dish. Stewart's yet to record a hit in this game. Only has 1 hit in the season series against Oneonta thus far. As that one high and away, ball 1. Stewart with the all-blue batting helmet. Certainly a dark contrast for the white jersey top and the white pants. Couple of step lead off of first base. Blair back ready, kicks the 1-0 in there. Out towards left field, Raleigh towards the corner, pulls it down for the out. Raleigh with a maneuver and grab over in the corner. Out number 1 here in the 8th. Zach Eldred now going to come out of this game.
Coming to Rhode Island by way of Amsterdam, New York. Number 17, Manny.
We got Manny Santos, who's committed to go to U of Rhode Island in the fall, so he'll join Jack Hopko and Ryan King of the Oneonta Outlaws there. Santos with a blast out towards left center field. Jacoby Dale with a running play. Can't make the grab as it fell in for a hit. Thought Dale had come down with it, but it turns into a double. And the Mohawks going to have second and third with 1 out.
The third baseman from
Manny Santos
number 35, Shakes.
smoked that one. Jacoby Dale left his feet to try to make the play. Just couldn't find that one in his glove. And the Mohawks 2 in scoring position with 1 out. Now it's Jake Sparks. First base, the only place to put him is Blair. Gets him swinging at one right down Broadway. Jake Sparks hit a home run, and his first at bat of the game back in the 6th was a solo shot. Last run that the Mohawks have on the board as of now. Outlaws answered with one of their own in the top of the 7th. This Mohawks team has just answered Oneonta in every respect possible tonight. The 0-1, called strike 2. Is Blair jumping ahead here, and now he needs another one of those. Fans in Amsterdam didn't love the call. Blair back ready, the 0-2. Low, and Tagger had to use the chest protector to keep it in front, 1-2. Blair comes back, set the 1-2. Out towards the right center gap. Hopko and Dale both going over. Dale back at the wall, leaps up for the ball. Dale able to pull that one down, but a run will cross the plate as Liam Wilson cruising in on the RBI. So Jet Sparks pitch one up. There's 2 away. And now just a runner at third for the Mohawks in an 8-1 game. Nice to see Dale with a little redemption play. Coming down with that one. After he left his feet and couldn't find that ball. And his last go around. Huge swing at this one. Rob Rispoli, 0-1. He'll trail. Ben Huckins is waiting on deck here for the Mohawks in this 8th inning, as this could be their final out of the game unless somehow the Outlaws can score at least 7 in the top of the 9th. 0-1 from Blair. In there for called strike 2 as Blair going to the high-speed stuff. Blair needs one more strike to get out of this 8th inning, send the Outlaws up in the top of the 9th towards their final 3 outs unless they can score 7. 0-2 from Blair. Won't get that call. The umpires don't love the Outlaws when Oneonta pitchers have 2 strikes. Just never willing to be a little generous with that outside of the zone. Blair once again ready, the 1-2. High ball 2. It's back even. Got to take another look and see how Boonville is doing with having to go there tomorrow. They're down in the top of the 8th. Mohawk Valley a 5-2 lead on the Jats. So the Lumberjats could be continuing around a losing streak into tomorrow with the Outlaws. As Oneonta gonna desperately need to snap their skid if they can't today. 2-2 from Blair, right back up the middle. Blair picks it up, fires to Armstrong for the out. So it'll be a 1-3 to retire Rispoli at first base. Amsterdam scores another here in the 8th, and we go to the top of the 9th for what could be the final 3 outs of the night. Amsterdam leads this thing 8-1. Mason Veronese out of the bullpen for the Amsterdam Mohawks as we get ready to start off the 9th inning. He's making his 3rd appearance of the season for the Mohawks. Has not appeared in a game since June 6th. Thus far, 2 innings total, 3 runs, all of them earned, 5 hits, and has struck out just 2, facing a total of 13 batters between his 2 combined outings. His outing against Glens Falls here at home on June 6th was definitely kinder to him than June 2nd at Saugerties in his debut of the season when he gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both of them were earned. As Jaden Ross going to take a strike here to begin this 9th. Jaden Ross again, it was good to hang out at the Oneonta Country Club with him yesterday as Veronese in with this one, tight for ball 1. So is the count now 1-1. Ross takes a strike 2. One looked good on that outside corner. Veronese trying to make quick work of the Outlaws here in the ninth. Send this game to its conclusion. Amsterdam tomorrow going to be at Utica, 5:15 first pitch, and the Outlaws going to be at Boonville, 6 p.m. start. Is the 2-2. Ross, a swing and a miss. No, they say he tipped it, so Ross stays alive. It's exactly what Jaden Ross needed because he certainly didn't want another strikeout here in this ninth. 2-2. Ross into the right field corner. Found out yesterday what the deal is with Jaden Ross, and gotta say, it's an inspiration to us all. No one thought that he'd be a D1 ball player, but look at him now, on top of the world. Jaden Ross, you could call him a baseball king. He's got aspirations to go pro. He's living his best life down at the U of South Florida. It was his dream school growing up, and now he's there. The 2-2, Ross right up the middle, slow bouncer, charging short to first. It's out number one. He never got a deliberate call in the field for the out. Ross had turned the Jets on. Thought he had it. But that was a great play by the shortstop down there in Santos. We go to Jacoby Dale with one out in the inning. Veronese powers one low for ball one. Jacoby Dale 0 for 2 and has reached on a fielder's choice in this game. Is the 1-0. Dale shoots it off foul just past the Outlaw dugout to the left. 1-1 count, one away here in the top of the ninth. Outlaws down to their final 2 outs, trailing by 7 here to the defending champs. As they're tied 1-1 in the season series. And the finale of the season series will be July 13th, Saturday night in Oneonta, as Dale now going to trail 1-2. Took a big offering at the fastball right across the plate. And now Dale took a big hack and couldn't connect, as that's out 2. There's 2 away in the ninth inning, and the Outlaws down to their final out here on the road against Amsterdam. Jack Hopko will come to the plate, trying to keep this game alive as the Outlaws now playing for pride. Veronese in with this one. Hopko, broken bat, short, powered across the diamond to first. Out, just barely, as Hopko was racing down that line. Looked like he had gotten a foot in there, but the Mohawks are going to celebrate as they grab the win in this one by an 8-1 score. We're going to throw our post-game screen up on the board as the Amsterdam Mohawks, why does that have a 9? Let's fix that. That'll be an 8. The Amsterdam Mohawks, an 8-1 victory here against the Oneonta Outlaws tonight as the Outlaws managed just 1 run, courtesy of a Brody Rowley RBI triple. Amsterdam contributions up and down the lineup, which we'll get into tomorrow on our pregame show. But we'll be live with you from Boonville, 5:45 as the Outlaws Nets game. A 6 o'clock start tomorrow up at the Jets. Amsterdam, they go to Utica for a 5:15 start tomorrow. But the Mohawks going to move to 10-2 as their win streak runs to 5 games. The Outlaws losing skid, going to drop to 4 in a row as this team now sits ahead of a date with the Jets tomorrow. Thanks for watching here on YouTube tonight. Your final score, Mohawks 8, Outlaws 1. We'll see you in Boonville for a Father's Day game.